What is up, y'all? Scott here. It has been a little bit since I've been on YouTube, but I am back, and today we are going to be talking about power solutions, and specifically a power solution that works really well if you need to travel and have the ability to charge all of your equipment while working remotely. We're going to be talking about the Omnicharge Ultimate. Part of the reason I've been absent from the channel for a little while is this summer was packed with projects. I was working with Mahalo My Dude, traveling around British Columbia to all the bike parks, making a fun series called the I Only Ride Park Tour. You can check that out on their channel, link down in the description. And then after that, I headed to Iceland with Mark Matthews to work on a project about Iceland mountain biking and trail building in the country. So that was a really fun time. We spent about 2 weeks in the country. And that's what brings us to the topic of this video. How do you keep all of your gear charged while you're out there working in remote situations where you might not have access to power every day? So before I went to Iceland, I reached out to Omnicharge, and they were happy to send me over the Omnicharge Ultimate Bundle, which gives you the main unit itself as well as an extra battery. Full disclaimer, I received the unit for free, but the opinions in this video are my own, and I really wanted to test it for a while before I made this video about the product, just to be sure that it was actually working in my workflow, and now I can say pretty confidently where it will fit. The short review of this product is that I think it's great. We'll get into some of the specifics of that and a couple of things that I don't like about this unit as we move through this video. Now, if you've ever tried to fly with batteries, you go on the TSA's website, they tell you you're allowed 15 smaller batteries that are under 100 watt hours. So this is like your drone batteries, your camera batteries, extra like NPF batteries for your monitors, things like that. Now, on top of those ones that are under the 100 watt hours, you're allowed to bring 2 batteries that are in the 101 to I believe 160 watt hours. Since all of my main batteries fit under that 100 watt hour limit, I was able to bring this Omnicharge Ultimate with its secondary battery. Each of these batteries for the unit is 142 watt hours, so pushing right up to that upper limit of what TSA allows. Now, when we got to Iceland, I was still feeling a little apprehensive. Would we have enough power with this power bank to charge all the equipment that we needed? And I went to one of the local rental houses to look at one of their larger power solutions, and I think we were looking at somewhere between $500 and $1,000 per week to rent this thing, and it was just a little bit steep. We didn't have a huge budget for this project, so we didn't really want to spend a whole chunk of it just on keeping things charged. So we took a chance, just brought this guy with us, and had our truck with an inverter to keep this thing charged and to kind of help charge some of our other batteries. And we made it through the entire trip without any issues. We would have it plugged into the vehicle almost anytime we were driving anywhere, and then we would plug everything into the Omnicharge, using it a bit like a hub so that we could have all of our different things simultaneously pulling power while it was charging off of the vehicle. With the equipment we had, which was generally on a daily basis charging a couple C70 batteries, between 3 and 5 Mavic 2 Pro batteries, some photo batteries, and our phones, we could stay remote for about 3 days, relying on the vehicle a little bit to kind of top this thing up. Now, specifically what's in this unit in terms of charging is on one side here, we have a DC port and an AC port. And then on the other side of the unit, we've got 2 USB-C as well as 2 USB-A. And I believe those USB-C are quick charge. So if your device supports that, you can charge things up quite quickly with this unit. Now on the front here, there's a power button. And once the unit's powered up, you've got a battery, a remaining time given the current draw, how long this battery is going to probably last. You've got input and an output in terms of what power is going in and out of the unit. And then you've got the temperature of the unit itself on there. When I was using this, as I said, most of the time we were just plugging everything into this while we were driving, but there were cases overnight where we would need to charge batteries. And I wanted to plug in multiple things that were AC powered. And so I actually plugged in a power bar into this, and then I plugged in my Mavic batteries and my C70 batteries at the same time. And I don't know if they would recommend this at Omnicharge, but I wanted to give it a go because I wanted to sleep and I wanted to have everything charged. So I had the power bar plugged in on this side with the 2 things charging, and then on this side I'm charging USB compatible things like my NPF battery chargers, my R6 charger, things like that that are smaller, keeping my phone charged, all that sort of stuff. So I had lots of stuff hanging off this thing. And what I found is that it has a limit, an overdraw protection essentially. So I believe it's about 150 watts. When you hit that mark on here, it will actually shut down the unit. It'll turn off the AC port so you're not damaging the battery. It only happened to me once on the trip, and then I just kind of lowered the amount of things I was simultaneously charging, and I had no issues running right up to that limit. But the second thing you have to worry about with that is pushing the temperature of the battery too high as well. So I can't recall where it shut off. It was around 50 degrees Celsius, I believe. But you've got a readout here that tells you where you're at. And what I found worked really well is if you kind of prop the unit up so that there's some airflow under it, you keep that battery cool even if there is a high draw on it. So a couple things just to be aware of. So this is a secondary battery that comes with this. And this is I would say my biggest complaint about this unit. When you want to put this battery in, under this little edge here, there are 6 tiny little screws. You can pull this battery out, you put this battery in, and you have to screw all those tiny screws in again, make sure you don't lose anything. I found this process extremely tedious, and I just don't understand why they couldn't have a quick release lever or a button just to easily remove this thing if it's sort of designed as a 2-piece unit. One thing that did come into being a bit of a problem for us in Iceland was I had drained both these batteries charging things, and we were staying in an Airbnb overnight. And I don't know if it's the rate that the Iceland power supply comes through, but I was not able to fully charge this unit in one night. So at home, I've had no issues with getting it fully charged quite quickly, but I charged this one as much as I could while this battery was still empty. And so there was no way to charge this without putting it into the unit itself. There's no USB port on this. And I think that's a bit of a miss on the company's part. So I really would like to see them have a way to charge this as a secondary thing without having it to live inside the shell here. So that is the Omnicharge Ultimate Bundle. I think it's a really great device, and I appreciate Omnicharge sending it out to me to give it a test. If you are interested in purchasing this unit, there is a link down in the description below that gives me a small commission for all sales purchased through that. Helps support the channel, and I really appreciate if you use that link. Stay tuned to the channel as I get more videos on here through the winter months. But until next time, get out there, make something beautiful, and I'll see y'all soon.